Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. Happy 2021, prosperous new year. In today's video I'll be making moringa soap. I'll be making this soap with the flakes. There's different way that you can make moringa soap and other soap, multiple ways. The process that I'll be using to make this soap is called the cold process method. Knowing that certain people wanted to know how to make it with the flake, although I think I made one and put in the flake after, there's multiple ways in making this soap. So I decided to create this video of this method, like with pouring the flakes directly, and make this video. What I'm saying, oh my god, yes. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to pour in my moringa flake, and this is my moringa leaf that I'm pouring in at the moment. So this is the moringa, the leaf, the flakes, and what I'm doing now is I'm pouring it directly into the oil. So this is a different way that you can make this, a different way. It will, whew. Yes, so after I pour my flakes directly into the oil, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stick blend this. This does not call for like much work. Just basically just like get a little stick blend, because the flakes is already like finely, very fine, so I don't really do like much work like when I throw in these dry flakes. Okay, for the persons who are asking like if the moringa leaf usually turn the soap brown, from my experience, if you use the moringa leaf, like the green leaf from the moringa itself, the moringa plant, and you throw it directly into your soap, yes, it will turn it. It will come brown inside of your soap. Right now, this is my moringa, and it's in ice particle. What I did, I blended the moringa leaf, I strained it, and it is in the frozen. It is frozen. This is my lye, also called caustic soda. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna pour my lye on top of my ice particles. And I'm gonna mix this until everything dissolves. As I mix this, the lye will heat up and it will break down the ice particles, as you see. And my lye particles are at medium size, so they are even working fast. So in this video, I want to be answering like some questions that were asked in my Facebook Messenger, and also under my I think it's one of my video or something. So someone wanted to know the difference between the cold process and the hot process soap. As you can see, it's breaking down. So the difference between the cold process and the hot process soap is that this soap that I'm making, I mentioned already, is the cold process. The cold process soap usually take 4 to 6 weeks before you can use it. While the hot process soap, you cook it and you can use it right away, or you can use it like the next day. So that's the difference between that is one of the difference between the cold process and the hot process method. A question that I got asked is, can you make soap without lye, caustic soda? No, you cannot make soap without lye. Every soap that is made, you got to use lye. So the next question is about like melt and pour soap. Melt and pour soap is when you buy like soap or whatever you want. You basically you melt soap and then you just pour it out in your batter and do your dough. So it's different than cold process and hot process soap making. What I'll be doing now, I'll be melting this until all of my ice particles are dissolved. Then I'll be back and I'll be checking out like the other questions that you guys asked me. Any question that you want to ask, leave it down in my comment section and I'll definitely reply, or I'll create a video pertaining to your question. Yeah. Okay, so make sure this thing is up and running. Yes. So all of my ice particles are all dissolved. So the next question was, why do I froze certain stuff? Like, okay, like how I froze like this moringa, I usually froze like my carrots. When I deal with leaves and fruits, I usually freeze it. So the question was, why? The reason why I froze my stuff is because, and I guess other soap makers, they say the reason too, is because lime usually heat up and we don't want like the particles to burn and turn into a different color, although sometimes it usually turn and then it usually come back to the natural color after the soap has went through its curing process. So the ice will take a while to break down with the caustic soda. So that's the reason why I use ice. It's more better to work with on a whole and to prevent from being scratched. Make sure you guys are up properly, seeing this properly. Okay. Yes. So as you see, my leaf has settled to the bottom. And there are multiple ways to do this. You can dispatch your content in half-half. I think I have a video up when I do that. And you could show like half the content, the direct moringa juice inside of your oils. And you can use half to like as frozen particles as you see. how I broke down this oil. You can do it like multiple ways. So right now I'll be pouring in. And the reason why I pour it in on my batter for it to slide down is because if I pour it directly in, it might splash, and I don't want to take that risk, because once Lyle splash on you, you're definitely going to get burned. And you can put your hand under water, or some people say they usually use like vinegar, but I usually put my hand under water, so either way. So what I'm about to do now is I'm about to stick blend until my moringa soap has come to trace. If you are using an earpiece to watch this video, please remove it, because this will be loud. I have mentioned in my video, and if certain people who has been watching soap video, the next question is trace, when your soap come to trace, and what is trace like. So trace, when soap come to trace, that is when your soap is ready to pour and it's blended in like properly. And you can blend your soap, and underneath oil is at the bottom and this part, so you'll have a damaging soap. So when making soap, make sure to blend your batter like really properly. Soap is after you blend your soap, and it is like a pudding like texture, like it kind of like thick. And I'll show you guys when my soap reach to chase what I'm referring to. When your soap ain't blending properly and you pour it and your soap did not come out like how you want it to, and on top is like hard to trace and underneath is like liquidy, the oils remain, it is called false trace. Which false trace is that your soap wasn't blended in properly. Next, what's the difference between scented and unscented soap? That is a okay. So the difference between scented and unscented soap is, scented soap is when you add scent to your soap. Like what is your favorite scent? Like lavender, eucalyptus, orange. When you add, basically when you add like oils to your soap, essential oils and all of those stuff, right? So sometimes unscented soap is sometimes like according to the stuff that you're using, you wouldn't like add scent, because the scent will remain in there when the soap has cured. While even though your soap hasn't been, even though your soap have scent already, like natural scent, some people just love to get like the favorite essential oils inside of their soap. Sometimes you unscent the soap, you don't add soap, because depending on the person's skin type, some people just like it 100% natural and they don't like any scent adding to their soap, especially if your skin, the type of skin, and if you have like sensitive skin and you're sensitive to certain different fragrance and all of that. So there are multiple reasons why like unscented and scented soap. There's a lot of reasons I can go on and on about like scented soap and unscented soaps. Next, why you can't use your soap before 4 to 6 weeks. It is dangerous to use your soap before the curing process. It can sting your skin. It does basically not safe to use your soap. Okay? So ponification. So I'll be back as soon as my soap has come to trace, because it will take a while for this baby to come to trace. So I'll be back. Okay, so I had to turn my soap to this direction, because the other way that I had it, it was making my soap looking brown, like very brown, which it's not. It's very green, the lighting, and the rain is coming and all of that stuff. I guess because I don't know, but it made my butter looked very brown. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna pour my soap in the mold, and this is when it comes to chase, when you put the stick blender and you're seeing the mark on top of it. Okay, so I'll be pouring my what I do after with my stick blender is I get some water and I put my stick blender in there, so it will be very easy to wash. So when you're washing it, it will be easier. The soap wouldn't get too like hard. The soap wouldn't get to like come like hard on your stick blender. So I usually do that instead of putting it down. And this is the mold that I'll be using. Guys, I'm so sleepy. I'm really sleepy. And I'll be putting my soap in the mold. These molds always do this. They always does this, but I can still see the look of the one who really loved me. There's something for check it out. The one who wouldn't put anything else in the world above me. I can still see your love for me in your eyes. And there ain't no way bye. Like really more, like really. Okay, so I'm about to take my soap out a while. I'm gonna leave it here to set a little time in so that when it get hard I will put like, I'll be able to like design it, put some kind of design on it. Yeah. Okay, so after throwing it in the mold and all that, I'll leave it a while. I'm gonna just like put a little design on top of it. Yep, and that's it. There goes my Moringa soap. Thank you guys for watching this video. And yeah, see you on the next one. And I'm out this thing. No. Yes, so I'm going to leave the soap to sit for 24 hours before cutting. I'm going to unmold it and cut it. Then I'm going to put it on my rack where it can get the breeze and all those stuff. Then the soap will be ready to be used for in the next 4 to 6 weeks. That's the curing process. Okay, hope you guys enjoy this video. Thumbs up, subscribe, do all those good stuff. And don't forget to be you, do you, and you'll be happy. And I'm out this thing. Bye guys.